what they're doing. They're running us around.
Okay, for this one, I want to talk about the Swiss Army knife really quickly and why it is this weird kind of hero product that seems to keep coming up as the aspirational thing that software makers, particularly as usual, I'm talking about AI, generative AI, LLM products, they love to aspire to and compare their product to it, by saying that this product is the Swiss Army knife of HR or the Swiss Army knife of business analytics, whatever. And I can back that up. You can go to Google or whatever your search engine and type in AI and put in quotes the Swiss Army knife of, and you'll see the results. It's all there. Because when you look at a Swiss Army knife, even in its kind of optimum best use scenario, it's a tool that you have because you're in a situation where you can't bring all of the tools that you need or you might need in that situation. So you take the Swiss Army knife because it's going to get you by, by covering a lot of tool-like needs adequately. It's okay for cutting. It's okay for twisting screws or for, being a corkscrew or, all of those like things that a Swiss Army knife can do depending on which one you have. On top of that, it's so strange to compare software to it because software doesn't have physical constraints, right? Like I've said in other dispatches, software is at its highest point of ethereality. We don't have to worry about space constraints. We can have 100 pieces of software, each for very specific tasks and doing those tasks really well, because that's, going to take up just as much space on our computers in our lives as one piece of software that does all of those things adequately. You can look at it from the cost perspective. Yes, it's more cost effective for a business to have one piece of software that they pay for, whether it's, to own or in a subscription. But that kind of highlights another problem here of praising the Swiss Army knife is an undermining of expertise, right? And when all of the products that we use for work are the Swiss Army knife of something, we're really undermining what it means to have expertise. And we're really just making work into kind of a general purpose, right? Work is this kind of thing that everybody does. And, they may be working in little pockets of expertise, but we're just more and more seeing it as just this kind of gray work. And that's just not what work is, right? The more expertise you have in an area of expertise, the more knowledge you gain, the more specific tools you need or that you want. And so, yeah, I think we need to get to a point where we stop using that as an example of what a good product is, because it's a bad product in the sense of tool making. It's a product of last resort.